Hey guys, it's Anne Marie. I wanted to share with you how the rest of my day is gone so far, and we're only at 5 o'clock. So when I left from going outside, like I haven't had coffee in 2 days. I allow myself 1 cup a day, and I have a whole thing of coffee, and I combine chock full of nuts and cafe bistro. I combine those two together, and they're not cheap coffees, and so I still have a big, of the chock full of nuts. I get the big container, then I mix in the other stuff. Like half of a big thing left, and there's like a coffee pot, like a mini coffee maker here. And so I was like, I need to get creamer. And so I stopped at two places when I was outside earlier, and it was like $5 or $6 for a little powdered thing, and it wasn't even a flavor I'd care to. And I was scarcity mindset, but I'm like, I'm not paying $5 fucking $7. And I find it so bizarre that how the price of products differ so much depending on where you're at. Like it's ridiculous to me that I know this is nothing new, but just the cost of shit. It's just so expensive for basic necessities. I then Google like an Aldi's, like the closest Aldi's to where I'm at, and so I drive to go find an Aldi's. And so I was grateful that they had my caramel macchiato. I was so excited because that's pretty much the only creamer I drink. I don't like anything vanilla. I'll kind of do hazelnut, but other than that, and I don't add sugar to my coffee. There's plenty of sugar in that. And when you're in these type of situations, the food you can't afford is full of preservatives and full of shit. So my body's already adjusting to shit, right? and the refrigerator barely works. It's like it freezes your shit. And so the stuff I did have, it's frozen. But anyway, I'm not complaining. So I was just so happy that I could just have a cup of coffee. I give myself one a day. And so I come back here, and this fucking coffee machine, I think you have to have these little discs of coffee to put in there. And I even tried to do like a makeshift filter. I tried everything I could, and I was so livid and frustrated because I was like, I'm invested now. I got this fucking coffee. I got the fucking creamer finally. And then the coffee grounds got all over the sink and everywhere because it's just like, I don't know, like a 1 cup type thing. But I don't even know how you get those little coffee discs you put in there. So it didn't work. And I was like, Anne Marie, you have a Keurig in the car. Don't forget. And so I was like, cool. And I packed it, really good. Messed with it since I left the main place. I left because the woman I was staying with was really on some fuck shit. So anyway, so I was just like, I still win. I was all excited. Yeah, so Keurig's broke. And I'm not gonna lie, I just sat and held on to the sink and just started bawling. I just started bawling. And it wasn't really necessarily about the coffee or the coffee maker. It's just like, are you fucking kidding me? All I wanted was a cup of goddamn coffee. So frustrating. I was just like, oh, I'm not using my energy for this. And I just wanted to lift the whole sink up and slam it down. That's what I wanted to do. But, I just sat on the edge of the bed here, and I would just have my hands like, okay, fuck it. I give up. I'm done. I mean, really not. But, I was just bawling, I'm doing everything you're telling me to. You can't even, and I'm saying, Spirit, you can't even give me a cup of coffee? I'm not going to go buy one at Starbucks or the coffee places because that's ridiculously expensive. And Galaxy, who he's always asleep. He likes watching only crime shows, but he's watching crime shows. Surprisingly, I'm sitting this crying, and all of a sudden he comes up and he goes meow, and he grabs his paw and hits on my face where my tears were at, and then he gets up on my face, and I think he's getting ready to bite my face because he does that while I'm sleeping. If he wants me to wake up to feed him, he'll give me little bites on my face or my legs to get my attention. But he started licking my tears. And of course it made me cry more. And so the Keurig was broken, and I'm like, I'm invested now. And so, Walmart, which was a distance, but hey, I was grateful. And so I went to Walmart and found a $10 coffee pot. And of course I had to buy filters, which I'm not used to doing all that shit, all those extra steps, which really isn't. I sound so bougie. Having a Keurig, it makes you you get kind of spoiled with Keurigs, God. And so I go there and get a coffee pot. And I was like, well, let me get the cat treats, and there's some wet cat food for them. You know, that's the least I can do for them. So, and I also finally got a notebook for 98 cents. And so I was, you know, grateful. I got a loaf of bread and some peanut butter and jelly too. So, and then so of course I got home, and coffee doesn't taste the same in a plastic cup, but let me tell you what, I'm so grateful. It's my second cup, so I'm probably going to be up all night. So when I got back, you know, I ate, drinking coffee, and I had to process, like, why were you so frustrated? Like, this is me all the time. Always processing, why are you so frustrated? Why are you so frustrated? And it's like, I carry the weight of the world on my shoulders every day. And I have tried to be out of survival mode. Like, I've lived in it my whole life. The survival of the fittest. It's like the fucking Hunger Games. I mean, I feel like I've lived in the goddamn Hunger Games. And you know, my mom has passed away. Was dealing with some weird shit. The place I was staying, but I, you know, stayed longer than Spirit told me not to stay because I loved the retail job. And had a little miss a beat step in between that place and then the other hotel. Then I'm going place to place and worry about my cats. And it's not that I'm making excuses, but it's just like I haven't processed anything. And I don't even know. No one ever contacted me about my mother's celebration of life. And she's been past a month. And so I'm thinking, like, I'm just processing a lot of stuff. And it's, and I think that's why I so willingly shed tears, because for my whole life I just had to go from one fucking thing to another, you know. And I've always professionally been very successful. Excuse me. And it's just a lot. It's a lot to bear. And I'm like fucking Rocky. I just keep getting up. And so I had to give myself a pep talk. Like, you can't give up, Amber. You know you can't give up. You have the boys here. You've come too far. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. And so I've dried out. I'm waiting to figure out what I'm supposed to do with the little stuff, the things that I got from Mother Earth today. I didn't take more than I was supposed to. I got these ones and this. I have to hide it because Beezy's trying to eat it. I don't know if it spoils. I mean, if it is bad for cats, but he likes eating fresh green stuff. But anyway, it's just a lot. It's just a lot. I've always been the anchor and the rock for everybody. And that's a lot easier than being it for myself. And so I think oftentimes, like, all these years, everything you've done and been for everybody else, like, now you're doing it for yourself, and it's hard. It's hard not to go back to old people, old places, old things. It's hard not to. So anyway, I was going to try and make this 10 minutes because I'm trying to do some readings in a little bit after I clear out some energy. And I don't know, I have a charcoal disc, so let me put some of this shit on the charcoal disc, see what happens. What's the worst that could happen? Anyway, again, thank you for giving me the space to share. This is my only outlet. And I'm grateful for that. I truly am. I'm grateful I have an outlet to finally speak. There's a lot of things that need to be said. So I hope you're healthy and happy, full of joy. May you love and be loved. Healed. Don't